What's up?
I said not right now. No, we're done.
It's so unfair.
We're not throwing them away. Jason, we're not screaming. Brent, paper or move your foot?
Logan.
Paper. No, that's for Hannah. That's Hannah's earpiece. I put a key up paper. That's for Hannah's ear. Oh, we can use this paper.
I see the Okay, I need everybody to be sitting flat, eyes up here, not talking, not playing with pencils, erasers, crayons, markers, colored pencils. Put that down. No, you can touch your hands on the desk because I know that's what somebody's going to say. But we are not touching things that we don't need. We're not touching pencils. We're not touching your name tags. We're not touching erasers. What's that for?
Nope, you're not allowed to touch that.
James, that should be in your pouch.
Put it down.
Okay.
Put the paddle down.
First grade. Thanks, Kaiser. Thanks, Rebecca. We are being extremely disrespectful right now, and I really do not appreciate it. Logan, put that in your pouch. Put that book in your pouch. We don't need anything out right now.
Logan, why do you? Yeah.
I do not know why.
What's up? What do you need? I know, but I'm asking what he needs because we're not talking right now. What's up, Levi?
So we can't touch the ground or the air? Touching the air. Touch the air? But all of us are touching the floor already. I'm not.
Our hands are not touching things that they are not supposed to be touching. Okay, so we finished up our math test yesterday. So we are starting a new unit on geometry.
What's that? What is that?
Who can tell me what that is? Nolan, what do you think geometry is?
It's like science.
Not science, we're in math. We're doing math.
I think geometry.
Maybe. Do you know it?
It means science. It actually does
What
mean
is it?
science.
It does not mean science.
I know it means math.
It does. It's something. It's a math concept. Nope. We're not shouting out. If you have something to say, I want to see your hands raised. Nolan. Nope. Logan.
Science math.
Nope. Okay. Julius, pick your head up. Try to pick your head up.
Wilson was reading the story.
Okay, geometry.
With the lights in there too.
We're in
They were
math.
reading the story.
It's only math.
She was sitting by him.
The concept of math.
Yeah. Science. Paper.
Not science.
Art.
Math. Okay, what did I just say? If we have some, try to put your shirt down. If we have something, nope. If we have something to say, we're raising our hands.
She just started reading. I think she just looked at it.
Guys, do you have something to say, or are you just telling everyone to be quiet?
Yep. You're welcome.
Logan, did you have something? What?
Maybe it's arts and crafts.
Math.
Math.
You're giving me everything
Learning
but
it.
math.
Learning to draw learning to draw things like that. You
Okay.
don't even
Nope.
get it.
Nope. Okay. So when we talk about geometry, we're going to talk a lot about shapes and things that has to do with shapes. I didn't say it was adding.
She never said it was adding. She said
You
it was
said
math. Math isn't just adding or subtracting or measuring. It's other things. And part of math, you've been doing a lot of algebra lately. We're trying to balance equations. That's actually called algebra. This is geometry. It's a different type of math.
Lots more things that math has to do with than just adding and subtracting.
Science.
Not science.
Math is science. Yeah.
Not really.
You might have math. You might have to do some math in science with formulas and stuff, but they're two different entities. It's like a girl and a boy. They're humans, but they're very different.
Yeah.
Like girls are perfect and boys, well. I should have said that. I should have said boys loud. Girls. Okay. Kidding. Danger. Put the pencils down. Okay, show me that you know how to focus and be respectful. I see. Well, Tori and Kaiser and Carly, come on back. First two with their hands up. We'll give you a treat. Put it right in your book bag. And hopefully I'll give out more rewards later today. We'll see.
Okay, so we're going to be talking a lot about shapes and a lot about different attributes of different shapes. So remember in our test yesterday, and part of what we learned during our last unit was about attributes, defining attributes, and non-defining attributes. What is an attribute? Jason, sit down. So what's an attribute?
Attribute is part of something.
What do you mean?
It's like something that makes it that thing.
Okay. So an attribute is something that makes it that thing. So the fact that I have brown hair, that's part of me, right?
Yeah.
Or Lillian has blonde hair, so that's part of her.
Brownish.
What about an attribute of a shape? A defining attribute of a shape. So what would be a defining attribute of a shape? Juliana?
It's sides.
The number of sides it has. Tori, what else? Number of corners. What's another name for the corners? Vertices. That's another name for the corners. Nolan? The name of it, okay. Jace? Okay, that's kind of what Nolan said, the name of it. Cameron, is that a defining attribute? Cameron said the color.
The sides.
We already said that. That's the first one we said. So if we talked about the color of a shape, what kind of attributes would we be talking about? Non-defining attributes. What's another non-defining attribute? So we have color. What else could be a non-defining attribute? Raise your hand. Of a shape. Julius? How thick or how thin it is?
But aren't you really telling details about the shape?
Yeah, attributes are details about the shape. Kaiser, you got one?
How many sides it has?
That would be a defining attribute. That lets us know, because we know if something has 3 sides, what shape is it?
Triangle.
Triangle. We know if something has 4 sides, what could it be?
Rectangle or diamond or square.
Okay, so what if it had 5 sides? What would it be? Not a hexagon.
Pentagon.
Pentagon. Nice, Jace.
A trapeze like.
It was a pentagon. Jace got it. So the number of sides tells us what kind of shape it might be.
Stop.
So what about another non-defining attribute? We have the color. We have how thick or how thin it is. What's another one, Levi? The size of it. So it doesn't matter if we have a really, really big triangle or a really, really small triangle. It's still a triangle, right? Yeah. Any more?
Yeah.
Logan?
How fat it is.
Okay, so it's kind of like how thick or how thin it is. Nolan?
How it doesn't matter how it looks.
How it looks. So, you mean if we have a triangle that looks like this, and a triangle that looks like this, it's still a triangle?
Yeah.
Yep. What about? Is that still a triangle?
No way.
How come this one isn't a triangle?
Because it doesn't have a point.
It's not missing a side. It has these two. But what about these sides?
Point.
It doesn't come to a point. So it's an open shape. So is that, it's open or closed? Is that a defining attribute or a non-defining attribute?
Defining.
That would be a defining attribute if it was open or closed. Kaiser, what's up? Got a question? You have another attribute. What's that?
That the triangle that's up, it doesn't have like a thing to the other side.
Right, it's open. So this one isn't a triangle because it's open.
Yeah.
It is.
Nope.
And here, why do they call it triangles like the ones that go like that? Call it a triangle.
What do you mean? Oh, like an instrument?
Yeah. It's so weird.
Actually, the one I have does have an open side. It's not completely closed. The triangle that I borrowed from the music room that I sometimes use, I don't know what to do with it now, there is an opening if you look. So the ones at music don't have any opening at all? Usually there's an opening, that's how it vibrates, it makes more sound. Check that out next time you go to music. You go to music today? Ask Ms. Competition to look at a triangle. I think they're actually open.
Yeah, they're like.
I think that's what he's saying, that it's called a triangle, but it has an open
Oh,
side.
like why would they try? Oh,
Why do they call it that?
well, I guess
Why don't they call it like mini dingy or
I don't
something?
know.
Yeah.
Why don't they call it a vibrator?
I don't know what it said. I don't know what
Alright, what about
it is.
that?
Let's make a new name for it.
Why? I will.
Tori said if I did that, now it's really not a triangle.
Do it.
But even if it looks like that, it's still not a triangle.
It's a triangle. No, it's triangle. It's a triangle. No, it's called a triangle.
Oh, you mean like for the instrument triangle? I think everybody knows what we're talking about. It wasn't a triangle even before you did that.
Even if it was closed up, it still wouldn't be a triangle if you did it some way. This is not a triangle.
If it was all closed up, it would be a triangle.
No, what I'm saying is.
Wait, Logan, close it up.
What I'm saying is like you erase this, and then you erase this, and then you just go like that, and not go over and just go back up.
So if I just did that, then it's not a triangle anymore. Because how many sides does it have?
1, 2. It's a pyramid. 1, 2, 3, 4. So stack triangle.
That has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So like even if it was closed up, it still wouldn't be a triangle.
Right, so what does it have to be a triangle?
It has to have 3 sides, 3.
Just 3 sides and 3/4, right? Jace already told us it has 5 sides, so what kind of shape is it? If it has 5 sides.
It
Jace told us.
Pentagon.
A pentagon.
It doesn't look like a pentagon though. I'll show you.
It has 5 sides. Nope, sit down. Let's see, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it does have 5 vertices.
But it's not a pentagon.
It is a pentagon. It has 5 sides and 5 vertices. That makes it a pentagon.
What?
Just because it doesn't look like this doesn't mean it's not a pentagon.
That's a pentagon. I thought a pentagon was this.
Is that pentagon?
No.
Yeah, like
When a stop sign is shaped like.
A stop sign has 8 sides. Sit down.
Oh.
Stop. Wait. Guys, we are not shouting out. We're getting a little too crazy here. If we're talking about a stop sign, that has 8 sides. What kind of shape is that if it has 8 sides? Octagon.
All of them are a circle.
Stop signs?
I saw some now.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
What's up, Trent?
This triangle is slow.
Feel better?
I'll show you
You were cheating.
Okay, so these are both still pentagons, right? They both have 5 sides? And what did we say? Remember this triangle? These are both still triangles, even though this point is facing up and this point is facing down. They're both triangles, right?
Yes.
And they both have 3 sides and they both have 3 vertices? They're both triangles.
They're both
These are both
triangles.
pentagons. Even though they're facing different directions, they're both still pentagons.
They're both triangles, Logan.
Okay, nope, we're raising our hands if we have something to say. We're not calling out, we're not talking to our neighbor. We're not playing with erasers.
Kaiser, pay attention. Don't be sticking tongues out.
Nella, what did you have to say?
It actually doesn't look like a pentagon now because you put circles.
Yeah.
That was just to help us count the vertices, but it is still a pentagon, and it still has 5 sides. Even though I put those dots there to help us count the vertices, it still has 5 sides and it still has 5 vertices. So it's still a pentagon. What if I put 6 sides? Then what? What would we call it if it had 6 sides? A sixagon. You know what I mean? It would be if it had 6 sides. If you know, raise your hand. Julius, you know what a shape with 6 sides is a hexagon.
Yes. I'm thinking that what? I don't understand. No, it actually is like this.
I can draw it.
Does it have 6 sides?
Yes.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No way you
6 sides. Is that the only way to draw? Is that the only way to draw a hexagon?
I think I have one 3 times in a year. That's only 16 sides.
I know.
I have no idea what a hexagon is.
Those are not, that one's a triangle.
Logan?
Yes, it is.
You have to make a corner.
Go sit down.
It was like
Go sit down.
Come on.
Logan, you should be raising your hand to get out of your seat. I counted 5 times and got up and went up to the front. You need to
I
wait.
always thought a pentagon was that
Like this?
because I never really thought because that was like
Because that's the only way you've ever seen it. So you didn't know that you could draw it different ways.
yeah. It was like weird.
But it's the same thing with these triangles, even though they're not facing the same direction, they're still both triangles. Or even if we had a triangle that looks like this,
It
or
would still be a triangle.
one that looks like this.
They'll still both be triangles.
They're all trying.
We're all triangles.
No, remember, they said they're facing different ways.
Yeah, some are facing different ways. Some are pointing up, some are pointing down, some are really big. But they're all still triangles, yep. So same with our other shapes. There's not just one way to draw a shape. Logan?
So the giant one, it kind of looks like a horn. Well,
Kinda.
yeah, like a horn that you go.
Boys, why are we singing in the middle of class? Please tell me. Not respectful. I'm tired of saying it. I'm sorry, Logan. I interrupted.
So you would draw like lines in front of it to show that it's actually blowing leaves.
Okay. Okay, so what if Trent had a shape and he described it and said it had 3 sides and 3 corners? What shape would he have?
Triangle.
A triangle. And what if Levi said he has a shape and he's describing his shape, but all he says is that his shape is small and blue? We know what shape it is?
Yeah.
No.
I guess we do.
Wait, how do you know what shape it is?
If all he said was my shape is small and blue, would you know what shape he had? Shape we saw it, but we're not seeing it. He's describing it to us. And he's saying that his shape is small and blue. And we have to try to figure out what kind of shape it is. Do we know from that description?
No.
No. What kind of attributes did he give? Jace? Did he give defining attributes or non-defining attributes? He gave non-defining attributes. What about Trent? What kind of attributes did he give? Defining or non-defining? Defining. Because he told us it had 3 sides and 3 corners, so we know that must be a triangle.
Yep.
So what if we still didn't see what shape that Levi had? Could he have a triangle?
Maybe.
Could Levi have a triangle? If all he said was that it's small and blue, could he have a triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but could he have a square?
Yeah.
Could he have a circle?
Yeah. Can I have a
Could he have an octagon?
Yeah.
Yep. We don't know.
Wait.
Julius?
But he didn't say if it had nothing. But if it has nothing, it can be an oval or a yeah.
It could be any shape. We don't know.
It could
All he
be
said
a
was
circle
that it was
because
small and blue.
it has no sides and it has.
He didn't say no sides. All he said was small and blue. He could have any shape. Any shape could be small and blue.
Like an oval.
An oval could be small and blue, but so could a triangle. Or so could an octagon. We don't know.
But what if you knew what he had?
But you don't know what he has. He's trying to describe it to you. But we're going to do something with that later. We're going to play a game. Later. If we can all control ourselves, because we have a very serious lack of self-control right now. Jason? Violet? Go ahead. Okay, so I need everybody to take out their math workbooks and open to page 156. Nope.
Okay, open the. Whoa! Whoa! Julius, this is what the page looks like.
I went to 199. Think about it.
go.
No, you don't need to hold that thing. On here. On here. On here. Yeah, I have.
When you get to page 156, put your hands on your hips. Trent, we're not free drawing right now.
Yeah, the name of shapes.
I think if I catch you or Miss Mitchell sees you doing something, friends, that you are not to do. Number one, that tells me you're not ready for a field trip or for a nature day or anything else. Secondly, you owe me all. This standing 5 does not seem to work. You're making a choice of I'm going to do what I want to do and maybe I won't get caught and maybe my teacher will give me a warning, so I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. Well, I'm going to tell you right now not to. I see a lot of stuff sitting back here lately when I'm watching what's going on. I don't like a lot of what I see. Now, I do see students who I pretty much knew follow directions. Pretty much know that you're a very good student. I see you following directions, helping others out, but I see a lot of students who need to step it up a little bit. I expect a little bit more at this point in the year. So, when you're asked to do something, you choose not to do it, you will be owing all. Do we understand that? Okay, it's not that hard to do. Just follow directions. All right, let's see if we can do it for the rest of math today. I'm going to be watching.
Everybody's pencils down. We don't need our pencils. We're not going to be writing. We're just going to talk about what's on page 156. So if we look, you see the line in the middle of the page, everything above the line. So this says they are polygons. We're talking about polygons. What do you think we're talking about? 156. Nola, what are we talking about when we talk about polygons? 156. Triangles are polygons, but there's more things than just triangles that are polygons. Tori? Nice, say that again.
Polygons are shapes that have corners and sides.
Corners and sides. Are they open shapes or are they closed shapes? They're closed shapes. Nice. So Tori said that polygons are shapes that have, say that one more time.
Corners and sides.
Corners and sides. And they're all open or closed? They're all closed shapes. So polygons is kind of like a fancy name for shapes. It's another name or another word for shapes.
What kind of shape is that? This one.
This one?
Yeah.
How many sides does it have?
4.
It looks like it has more than 4 sides. If we look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Polygon?
It is a polygon because it has sides and it's all closed and it has corners. So we know it's a polygon.
But there is one that.
We're on this one right now.
But there is one that isn't closed.
We'll talk about that one second. We're talking about this one right now. If it has 8 sides, what kind of shape is it? If it has 8 sides, raise your hand if you know. Raise your hand if you know. Kaiser, you think you know it? Nope. Trent, you know it?
A star.
Not a star. It has 8 sides.
8-sided shape is called what? Someone said it
Just talked
earlier.
about it. There's something that we see outside all the time that's shaped like this. Not like this, but has 8 sides. It's red. Lillian?
Pentagon.
Not a pentagon, that has 5 sides.
Wait, what?
When we talk about something that has 8 sides,
The other thing.
something that we see all the time. I don't know how to draw it.
Oh, wait.
Kind of looks like that. Not exactly like that, but kind of like that. Violet? A stop sign. And what kind of shape is a stop sign? It has 8 sides. Close. Jace?
Octagon.
An octagon.
Oh my.
Octa means 8. Think about an octopus. How many legs does an octopus have?
You're gonna say Nolan?
Oh.
Okay, so even though this has 8 sides and this is the kind of octagon that we're used to seeing, this one is an octagon too because this has 8 sides. They both have 8 sides. They're both octagons. My stop sign isn't perfect, so it might not have the right amount of sides.
That has 11 sides. Whoa. I tested it. It has 11 sides.
I know, my drawing wasn't perfect. That's okay. But a stop sign has 8 sides. If we look at a stop sign outside and we counted all the sides on a stop sign, it would have 8 sides.
And not 11 sides.
Not 11 sides. That was my fault. I'm not a good artist. Kaiser?
I have
It kind of looks like it's like a stop.
Kinda. Yep. Okay, so that's the same thing we just talked about. It doesn't matter how a shape looks. Just because we're used to seeing it one way doesn't mean it can't be drawn different ways. We have to make sure that we're counting the sides. Okay. It still is the same shape. Same kind of shape. It just looks different. Yep. Violet. Okay. So this shape, I think, is giving some people a hard time.
Yeah,
we think this-
blue. Get that.
Nope, guys, if you have something to say, we are raising our hands. Is this shape open or closed?
Close.
I'm hearing a few different things. Wait, if you think it's open, raise your hand. If you think it's closed, raise your hand. Levi, why do you think it's closed?
Because this, even though this is like a triangle, it still goes up farther, and this is like close and then to that.
So if we look at all our sides and corners, we see a corner here and that's closed, corner here, closed, 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 and closed. Right? All of our sides and corners are closed. Even though this is open, there's not a side here.
There's 7 sides.
Let's see.
Yeah, I knew that. It was 7. I knew it was close.
Let's see how many sides it has.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It has 7 sides. Does anybody know what a shape is called if it has 7 sides? This one's a tricky one. We don't talk about this shape a lot. Lillian, do you think you know?
No, I've never heard of the country. What the heck's that?
We'll talk about. We're on this one right now. Nolan? Close.
Whoa.
Logan?
Hexagon.
Not a hexagon. If it's a hexagon, how many sides does it have?
6.
6. This one has 7.
Hexagon.
What?
Hexagon?
Nope.
No.
Cameron?
Hexagon.
Nope.
Oh,
Tori? Nolan?
Hexagon.
Not a pentagon. How many sides does it have if it's called a pentagon?
5. This one has 7.
This one has 7.
What the? It's not even in here.
Septagon. Logan, turn around. Okay. So even though this shape is kind of confusing because we see this big open side here, it's not really open. All of our corners are closed.
I think it's a square. What is this shape?
Okay, wait, do we have any more questions about this shape right here? Nolan. Okay, wait, do we have any more questions about this shape right here? Okay. Jace, which one did you say?
What's this shape?
We are up here. We are above the line. So from the line and up. If you have questions about these shapes. Tori.
On the board, it looks like the one down below. That one, it looks like there's a little.
Which one? You gotta be more specific than the one below that one.
Oh, I can see it.
Which one?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. On the book, it looks kind of like it's open.
It kind of looks like, I don't know if they meant to do it like this, but to me it looks like this is its own side. It looks like it goes.
But it looks like that's a pentagon. It's a pentagon. I'll show you. It looks like it's open though.
Let me see it in the book.
It is open on mine. Yeah, it's open.
There's a really thin line, I can see it. It must have just got cut off a little bit the way that it printed, but there is a very thin line in there. It is really thin, but it's there. Rebecca?
There's a very thin line.
Okay, we're not talking about that right now. We're on this one. James?
No. What's this shape?
We're not talking about that yet. We're on this one. Okay, so I don't know if they meant to make this its own line. It is.
I don't think they did.
I'm not sure.
But I think they really missed it. I think it.
So if that wasn't its own line, what kind of shape is this? How many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pentagon.
It's a pentagon.
I'm still trying to figure out what the one below it is.
It's a septagon. It has 7 sides.
Look at this one next to it.
This one?
Yeah.
What kind of shape? This one. First grade. Jace said that this one is a pentagon too. Do we agree?
Yes.
If you agree, give one clap. If you agree, give one clap. If you agree, give one clap all the same time. Thank you. Okay. So this one, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's right. That is a pentagon too. So even though the point is facing this way on this one and it's facing up on that one, it's still a pentagon, right? Yep. They both have 5 sides and they both have 5 vertices. Yep. What about this one up in the top corner?
No. Like a triangle. No, it has 5 and 4 sides. It's actually not a triangle, but it actually looks like one. It's 4 sides. It's 4 sides. That's all that
One.
Rectangle. Rectangle. 4. It could be rectangle or square. What's a rectangle or square? Rectangle. Square. Rectangle. No, it's square rectangle.
That's a square or a rectangle?
Rectangle. I know she is square. Mine is red square. Red square. Red square.
If it was an octagon, how many sides would it have?
Red square. It's a red square.
First grade. If you have something to say, you are raising your hand. We are doing way too much shouting out. It's not respectful to me, and it's not respectful to our friends who have been raising our hands and waiting to be called on. Nolan?
Diamond.
That was a diamond. Well, look like that.
And it can't be a square or a rectangle.
Raise your hand. It does have 4 sides, but it's not a square or a rectangle
Square or diamond.
or a diamond. Julia, sit right. Not a triangle. Julius? Okay, let's do Sharon. You don't need a pencil.
If you would stretch this corner out.
No, but it's not stretched out. This is a diamond.
Well, actually, kind of both.
There can be more shapes that have four sides. Kaiser, put your arms through your sleeves. There can be more shapes that have four sides than just a diamond, a square, or a rectangle. Somebody upped it. Okay, we're not talking about that one though. I was showing you what a diamond looks like. So there's more shapes than just squares, rectangles, and Violet, put your pencil down, we're not coloring. With four sides, there's more than just a diamond, a square, a rectangle. If a shape has four sides, it's called a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. First grade. Levi, what did you have to say?
I was going to say a trapezoid.
A trapezoid. That does have four sides, so it would be a quadrilateral. But a trapezoid looks like this.
Yeah, that's what a trapezoid is. It's right here. Wait,
Did it say that in the book?
yeah, it says 2.
Alright, first grade, Tori just macaroni and cheese. Okay, we are still being very chatty and very disrespectful. I have friends that have pencils in their hands. And are we supposed to have pencils in our hands?
Oh.
I have friends with their shapes colored in. Are we supposed to have our shapes colored in? No. Alright, Trent, I need to sit up. I need everybody's attention. Tori made a good observation. On the next page, if you look at page 157, the page right next to the page that we're on, if you look at all those shapes that have four sides, it says it right there, quadrilaterals. And if we think about it, we see in the word quadrilateral. Tori, can you spell that for me?
You could look at it. A rattle.
Okay. So, first grade. If we look at this part of the word, what does that say? How many wheels do quads have? A four-wheeler. Those are called quads. It's another name for a four-wheeler.
Oh yeah. I have one for quads.
So you know that a quad has four wheels.
Yes.
So quadrilaterals have four sides. Just like first grade.
It's a four-wheeler.
Triangles, if we look at this part of the word in triangles, if we have a tricycle, how many wheels does a tricycle have? 3. A tricycle, and then how many sides does a triangle have?
3.
3. What?
Somebody said
Let's talk about a tricycle.
a tricycle has 2.
A tricycle has one wheel on the front and 2 wheels right on the back.
Yeah. That's a baby.
A baby bike. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because I couldn't say the name of these right. I would say quad,
Okay, first grade. Focus. I need everybody's eyes up here. I need everybody's lips zipped. I need you to lock it. Jace, lips zipped. Lock it. Throw away the key. Don't even put it in your pocket. Throw it away. Throw it away. Not in your pocket. Away. I should not hear anybody's lips moving. We zipped it, locked it. It's gone. Nope. Okay. If we look at the line in the middle and we look below the lines, it says these are not polygons. Why do you think that these are not polygons? If you take a look at the shapes that are under the line, why are these ones not polygons? Jacob? They're what? see, you're looking at this one right here. So this one, that's not even a shape, is it? Just a line. Just a squiggly line.
Nothing.
So that couldn't be a polygon because we know that polygon is another name for a shape. So we know that's just a line.
A sheep has a blue.
What about, why isn't this one a polygon?
Because that one has
Because it's open. How come this one isn't a polygon?
that's a circle.
It's a circle, but why is it not a polygon? What's it, wait, what? Raise your hand. Why is a circle not a polygon? It's a shape, but it's not a polygon. Why? Carly? Because there's no sides on a circle.
And there's no corners because the corners make the sides, and
Right.
there's no corners on it, so it won't make any
Exactly.
sides.
So it's not a polygon because there's no corners and there's no sides. So it's a shape. What? There are some that have corners and sides, but so this one has corners and sides, but why isn't this a polygon? Nolan?
It has like slits, but the one that's below that, that's a diamond. Yeah.
Okay, but
No, but
what?
those are two triangles stuck together
What's
with
in
a
the middle
line
of
in
it?
the middle. Oh yeah. Those are two triangles.
So if that line wasn't in the middle, would it be a polygon?
No.
Yep. We have that line there, so it's not a polygon.
It just shows the one on the other side. That looks so weird. Otherwise, it would have been a polygon if you just erased the. If you look at the one, like squiggly one.
This one.
Yeah. If you just erase those,
If you take off
yeah,
these,
it would actually
then
be
it
a
would be a polygon.
polygon.
But our sides don't match up. This side is way longer than the other sides.
What?
Julius?
What about? This shape because it has just a line going through the corner.
But is this a side?
Oh.
It's curved. Is it a side?
No.
Our sides are straight. So this isn't a side. It's like a curve. It's not a line.
That's actually a half circle.
It is a half circle.
And I forget what it's actually called. It's called
Semicircle.
yeah, a semicircle.
Trent?
One circle has six sides.
This?
No, it's a semicircle.
Right, but it's not really connected.
I'm getting a headache.
Okay. So do we have any questions about what is a polygon and what is not a polygon?
No.
And what is a polygon? Tori?
It's a shape that has sides and corners.
Nice. It's a shape that has sides and corners. Is it open or closed?
Whoa.
It's closed.
And a polygon could be a triangle.
Yep. Jacob, what's a polygon? Corners, what else? Sides, what else? Is it open or closed? Closed.
The ones that are not polygons.
Lucan, what's a polygon? Okay, so what do they have? Trent, put your back down. They don't have any curves, so they have straight sides, and they have corners, and they're closed. Trent, sit down, because you're very close to owing me the whole recess. Really don't want to have to do that, but you're getting very close.
And polygons are also things that like attach to corners.
Right.
The sides
The sides have to make the corners.
to be a polygon.
Exactly. Jace? Go ahead. Okay, so now we're going to play a quick game, and if we can play this game with no issues, we can have a brain break.
Yeah.
I haven't said it yet. It's a game that I think we should know how to play. I'm just going to change it up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to play I Spy. But it's not just regular I Spy. When the person who's spying something. So let's say that I'm the one that's spying something. I am going to give defining attributes of what I'm describing. So
if it's brown, blue, and
if it's blue, is that a defining attribute or is that a non-defining? The color is a non-defining attribute. Don't say the color of it first. I need you to give defining attributes first. And then you can give non-defining. But first I need, so if I am the person who is spying something. So I'm going to say, I spy, what? Go ahead. I spy with my little eye something that has 4 sides and 4 corners. 2 of the sides are long and 2 of the sides are small. Those are my defining attributes. And now I'm going to give you one non-defining attribute, and I'm going to say that it's pink. Jason, what do you think? That was an easy one. But that's what I was looking at the months.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That was an easy one. I just wanted to show you how we're going to describe it.
I was going to say that was nice.
That has more than 4 sides and 4 corners.
I'm going to say 2, 4. I do 2 forever.
That's a 3D object, so it has more than.
It has 5.
Okay. So, do we understand that we are giving defining attributes first? That means the number of sides, the number of corners. If it has sides, maybe it doesn't even have sides. The color is a non-defining attribute. That will be given last. We need to give defining attributes first. That's what I said. The sides, the corners, maybe it doesn't have sides. So if I'm looking at something that doesn't have sides, I'm going to tell you that it doesn't have any sides. I am thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Whoever comes closest to that number will go first. So, let me actually give you my number. Okay, Rebecca, what do you think? Levi.
55.
Logan.
50.
Jason.
10.
Juliana.
98.
Trent.
50.
Somebody already said that.
55.
Violet.
Someone already said that.
Somebody said 55?
Yeah. 54.
Jacob. Which one? Jace. One number to 100. Did you say 43? Julius.
95.
Nolan.
53.
Lucan.
51. 52. No, wait, I said 10.
You already went. Okay. I believe that the closest one was Jace. My number was 34. He said 43. Everybody else said way higher numbers.
I said, no, I didn't. I said 54.
Well, you said 10, but that 43 is still closer to 34.
I said 55.
He was still closer.
I said
What'd you say?
54.
He's still closer.
I said what? I said 51.
I said 34 was my number.
I was at least
You said 54?
No, I said 51. I said 55. 100. I said 50.
Wait. Trent, you said your number was 54? Okay. My number was 34.
Oh, he's talking.
54 is all the way down here. 43 was right here.
What he was talking about, I think, was when you go down.
Nope.
Up.
Okay, so Jace, what I need you to do, I need to look around the room, find something that you can give the defining attributes, so the number of sides, the number of corners, or maybe it doesn't have any sides. So think about that, and then after you give those attributes, then you can give color, or the size, or something else that will help. You said 33? It was 35. I don't know if I don't remember you saying 33.
I don't.
Did you find something? Nope. Nope, it's Chase's turn. Julius, let him figure it out. You find something, Jace? Okay, hurry up. We're running out of time. Shh. Jace's turn.
I'm thinking of something that has 4 sides.
There's 4 sides. Does it have 4 corners? Yep. And so you gave your defining attributes. What color is it?
It is white.
White.
Legging. The lights. No. What? What the lights?
He said no. Pick someone else. I'm calling someone else, Jace. Julius.
Jason. No. Oh. I was also going to say that.
They're both squares.
Someone else.
Kind of.
Call one more person. If you got us stumped. One more person. Wait, what are you talking? Those things. That's not very specific.
These? No.
That's okay, Jace. What was it?
That's what I was
Nice.
I
It was the picture of the shoe.
he was looking that way, so I was.
I thought he was thinking about something back there too. He tricked you. Okay, do you want to pick one more person to do I Spy? Pick a friend to do I Spy with.
If you call my name, I'm not going to pick you.
I agree. That's perfect, Jace. Alright, Tori, so look around, make sure you give us the defining attributes first. And then, not defining.
These sides, and it's yellow.
Oh.
I forgot what she was gonna say. Okay. Levi. On the bumblebee? Yes. Me too. That was so easy. Yeah, that was so easy. Gonna pick we're doing it again. That was really cool. I'm just gonna pick I hear Chris say.
First grade, do you want to keep playing I Spy or do you want to do a brain break? Hey, if you want to play I Spy, raise your hand. If you want to keep playing I Spy, raise your hand. Keep your hand up.
Never too late. Everyone is kid with that. Okay. So let's say she did.
You want to play I Spy, raise your hand tall. I Spy. Raise it tall. I Spy. If you want to I Spy, raise your hand tall.
7.
Whatever you, okay, whatever. Okay. She's 8 years and 2 months.
If you want to do a brain break, raise your hand.
How? I don't know. Well, because it's ECCM based and teacher opinion is still a child in this building. So
Okay, I got 9 for her.
process.
Okay. So maybe we can come back and play I Spy another
You'll see. You'll get the I got it now.
Alright, first grade. If we do the squash dance, we are not being super duper silly. Okay. If we do the flash dance, are we being super silly? No! If we get super silly, I'm turning it off. And we're not going to do anything.
Thank you.
Keep your arms straight, your hands in fists in the middle, bend your knees, fly your hips out to the left and to the right. Spin your arms straight, together.